This is the X100 RGB light from Zhiyun. So the last couple of months, I've had the opportunity to take this light out on a couple of different shoots. And today I'm going to show you guys how I use this light in my workflow, the features and specs that I like, and even some of the things that I don't like about this light. But most importantly, the kind of filmmaker or creators that I believe that this light is for. So for starters, this light is a 100-watt light that comes in a really small, lightweight package that you could literally fit in the palm of your hand. Now, while it is called an X100 for the 100 watts of power that this light could output, when you are in RGB mode, it only outputs to about 85 watts, which isn't too bad because we all know that when you do switch to an RGB light, you lose a little bit of that power. Now, what's great about this light is that not only is it an RGB light, but it also comes with the ability to shoot in a ton of different lighting effects. You have effects like TV, lightning, RGB cop mode, and a bunch of other really cool effects that honestly are very useful. Now let's quickly talk about what comes with your purchase. For starters, you get this really awesome little rugged case that comes with this cool little Cam Mackie logo. And then opening this bad boy up, you obviously get the light, you get the battery, and then you get the power supply. One of the greatest benefits to having this small little light is not only the fact that it is mobile and you have about 30 to 45 minutes of solid runtime at full power on this light, but then you also have the power supply, which you could run this little light straight off the power supply. Then this light also comes with, and I will say this is probably one of the best features, is this little Fresnel lens and the barn doors. And this is one of those things that really makes this light extremely useful in many different applications. Just by being able to control the light with the barn doors and the Fresnel lens really allows you to do some really cool stuff that we're going to jump into later in this video. What's amazing about this light is that you have these little barn doors. Now, we use this on set as a little kicker light, like right here on this side of our actress's face. We had it at a 1 intensity, but that light was already too bright for what we were trying to shoot. So my boy Lewis, he was like, yo, why don't we just cover it with this? Now, this right here is a booty. It's a little booty for the studio, okay? We literally grabbed this, we wrapped it around it, and now you had yourself a little diffuser, like just like that. I hate to say it, but yo, this is probably the best way in a pinch to diffuse a light. All right, so I almost forgot to tell you guys my favorite part about this little light, and that's this little thing right here. This is a spotlight attachment, and what you could do with this gives you endless possibilities with the X100. For sure, this has become my favorite attachment for this light that you could use to create different shapes or different effects. Also allows you to really control the light on exactly where you want it on your subject or a wall or really any kind of way that you want to use it. So I don't know if you guys can see this big spotlight attachment right here attached to a 300-watt light. That can pretty much now be replaced by this little mini light and this little mini spotlight attachment. That to me is absolutely insane. As you guys can see, all of the really cool lighting effects that you can do with this. I know it's an extra $100, but I definitely think it's worth it. Trust me when I tell you guys, you're not gonna be disappointed when you throw this on your light. Back to the video. And then it also comes with a little mini softbox that you could attach to this light. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching this and a little light bulb went off in your head. This is an incredible light for any kind of travel purposes. This is the kind of light that would be perfect because there's so many different applications for it. And because it's such a small form factor, it's lightweight, you have the ability to have soft light, hard light, really controllable light with the barn doors. This is perfect for any kind of travel or run and gun filmmaker. Now, really quickly, I want to jump into a few use cases that I would kind of work this light into my workflow and how I use this light and what you guys could potentially do with it. So if you guys been on my channel for a little while now, you know that I'm a huge fan of top lighting, but a lot of the times I'm either with a very small crew, which is like me and one other person, or I'm by myself doing a lot of my YouTube stuff. So in order for me to rig up a big heavy light to go and do some type of crazy top lighting, it takes a minute. And a lot of the times it's not really an option for me because I'm running on a really short timeline, or maybe I just don't have the hands or the crew to be able to rig up a big soft light source. So that's where this little Zhiyun X100 comes in, really clutch. And that's where you could just throw this quickly up on a light stand, throw the little softbox on it, and have a top light up in a couple of minutes. Most of my lights are 300 watts and up, so in order for me to do something like that, it takes sandbags, a big heavy, boom arm, or a big heavy C-stand, and it's just so much gear that you have to worry about. And the fact that you could just throw this up and just have yourself a top light, no extension cables, no crazy heavy C-stands or sandbags. You just need a little C-stand, throw it up on there. You probably don't even need a sandbag. Don't quote me on that because I don't want anybody getting hurt, but you probably don't even need a sandbag for that. You can just easily throw this thing up and you're ready to shoot in a couple of minutes. And that's not the only use cases for these lights. These lights are also great for background practicals. Because they're so small, if you put them in the distant background, you can't even really tell that it's coming from this particular lighting fixture. They just look like background practical lights. And if you notice right here in this scene from this John Wick recreation that we did, this little red light in the background was from that X100. And then because this light is so lightweight, we were actually able to throw this up over the shower for this shower recreation scene in this John Wick scene that we did. We were able to throw this up and quickly get a top light. And this was like our main key light for this scene, which I thought was pretty incredible considering that, like, you're talking about this little X100 that I'm actually using to light a scene with. That's pretty cool, man. To be real with you guys, for me, this light is becoming one of those things that I just always bring on set, or I always bring in my travel case. I don't think I'm taking this thing out of my car or wherever I go, really, because it's so lightweight. It's such a small little package, and it's like, I call it my like little utility light. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different use cases for this. I could see this being used in a really tight car scene or in really tight cramped spaces. You just are able to throw this up and get some soft light or hard light, using it for rim lights, using it for practical lights. There's so many different cases that I could see this used for. And that's why I really do believe that this light is for any filmmaker or any content creator. You just have to understand, like, is this something that I need right now? Because I think everybody can use this. I really do. I think whether you're on a run and gun shoot as a documentary filmmaker using it for interviews, or a content creator just using it for your, like, a light in your travel kit, or you're actually on sets and you need, a small quick little light in a pinch that can output a lot of power and also have the ability to go RGB. I gotta be honest with you guys, it's a pretty impressive little light. Now, the one thing that I will say is that, in my opinion, it is a little pricey for what you're getting, but I do believe that you would definitely find many different use case scenarios for it. And you guys have to, again, evaluate whether this light is for you and if it makes sense to buy something like this and put this in your kit. But of course, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys have any questions about this light or anything that I spoke about today, drop them in the comments down below. Let's talk about it. My name is Alex Zarfati. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping in and hanging out. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys next week. Deuces.